Hi, potentially single viewer who's going to see this video. Guess where we are?
New Zealand.
Did you guess right in the middle of Reading?
Yes.
The city centre?
Wow.
Surrounded by, oh look, it's the Thames.
Oh, yeah.
It's always the Thames.
Actually, we're in London.
Oh yeah, we've got a transport connection, that's right. Elizabeth line straight in.
To Victoria Station.
Yeah,
Obviously.
obviously. Alright, starting the way to Santiago. Starts here. Wow, I feel so much like I'm in Santiago.
Wow, the climate matches it all and everything.
Well, except, you know, in Reading. Thanks, Henry VIII, for making all these monuments obsolete. I sure am glad.
Well, if it wasn't him, it would be the Civil War.
Yeah, it'd probably be someone else, right? Not every day you get to go to, like, the gravesite of a guy who died and then a civil war started. Oops. Oops, no heirs. Oops. Oops. Commissioned the Abbey, and then wasn't alive to see it completed.
Whoa. And then
Oops.
destroyed a couple hundred years later.
And then was destroyed just a couple of hundred years later. It lasted longer than King John's castle still.
That's true, yeah.
So, in this space, slept, what, like 50 to 100 monks or something,
Yes.
originally.
Yes.
And then in the Victorian era, became a banging, done right, first class,
Party zone.
party poppin', non-stop zone.
Those Victorians were wild.
Yeah, and then it was an air raid shelter.
Yes.
So, nice view, River Thames. Nice island, lol.
Are we in London?
Yes. We even have transport connections to the Victoria Tube Station.
Wow.
Cool, this is here. Caversham is now a suburb of Reading, even though it was originally a separate thing. It was quite deep. Cool.
Can you see all the way down?
Yeah, I can. Just. So this would have been. I'm not sure when. I mean, there's not really much information about the time period.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the pilgrims are going to the abbey.
So before Henry VIII.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he obviously didn't kill the whale, so could have been afterwards as well.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, cool. This is a monument to vote buying in 1805. Essentially. It wasn't really erected for any purpose. It was just like, oh, may this always be lit.
No, it's obviously for aesthetic reasons.
Oh, aesthetic reasons, yeah. Well. Alright, and just a few meters away from the monument to vote buying is the Paddington Bear origin story point. Right next to the most striking, well, probably the most interesting building, actually.
Yeah.
The town hall. Alright, so after the war memorial dedicated to the lives of fallen soldiers in the original Afghanistan war, when the British invaded in 1880 or whatever. I say original, hopefully that was the first one. It might not have been the first one necessarily.
Everyone fights all the time.
Everyone, all the empires fight in Afghanistan, and all the empires lose. There are dogs in this park.
Yes, there are many. Wow.
Here I'm looking at like how muscular the lion is, and it's just like, oh yeah, there's some dogs just off to the side.
They're so cute.
It's a really impressive statue.
It is. It's quite dark.
I like the detail on the face as well.
Do you think that weighs as much as a real lion? Unnamed
I
voice.
think it weighs as much 80 times more than a real lion, because we read the sign.
No way.
Also, you don't really see many war memorials to pre-World War One. So this might be the only 1880 Afghanistan invasion memorial.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
Otherwise it'd be like Napoleonic Wars, but it is.
Yeah. Just off, and to the side I've got that little gate. So that gate is the Abbey gate that they restored, maybe. Just behind. The Abbey, which actually is the Abbey that made Reading famous.
Back in the old days.
Back in the old days, before all the abbeys were forcibly made redundant.
Before the biscuits.
Before the biscuit time. Yeah, I mean, I can't really get anything biscuit related.
Oh no. Oh no.
The biscuits have left. Look out yonder. All the things that you see created by subscription and public subscription in 1831 by some guy who has a memorial to himself just behind us.
I did a great job. Everyone remember me.
So do you reckon this is an artificial hill then?
Yes.
And then there's a lion statue for reference.